Okay. So we're working with the same concept. I have to go over this. First term times first term makes this term. Last times last makes this. We add up the inside. Now for here, we had 2x and 1x, because when they multiply together, that's going to equal 2x squared. So we have a match here. And we have to have two things that multiply together to make 7 here. So I'm going to try, because we don't know which one's which. I'm going to try this first. I'm going to put a 7 there and a there. And they're both pluses, so let's put pluses in the middle. Now we know that this works because 1 times 7 is 7. So we have a match here. But let's check the inside part. So 7 times x is 7x. And this equals 2x times 1 is 2x. Add those together, I get 9x. Do I have a match right now between these two? Yes or no? Well, no. So that must not be right. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to switch these two numbers up. I'm going to put a 1 there and a 7 here. Okay? Which then 1 times 1x is x, or 1x. 2 times 7x is 14x. Add those together, I get 15x. And look, they're the same. So now I factored these. This is the factor. I've broken those up into factored form. Does everyone see what I just did there? Give me a Y if you kind of understand what I just did. Not quite, okay. But do you see, more importantly, do you see how it's the same concept of first term times first term, last term, last term? And then we're just going to have to play with moving these around. Okay. We're going to keep practicing it. How many people have learned this method before of guess and check? Who's seen this before? So Farley hasn't. Has anyone seen this before? All right, that's perfectly fine. So let's try this again. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger for you. So we need two things that multiply together to get 2x squared. So what can we multiply together to get 2x squared? Can anyone tell me? One times two, 2 times 1, perfect. So let's do x times 2x. Perfect. So we know that works. Now, we need something that multiplies to get the 15. So what multiplies together to get 15?
No.
What's some different numbers? 5 and 3 could work. Good. Do we have any other numbers, Kovacs, that multiply to get the 15? There's also 1 in 15. I could do it. Now, if you look here, we have a plus and a plus. So that tells us, okay, well, let's put our pluses in the middle here. So now we have to put the 5 and 3 in here. What do we want to put in the first slot? The 5 or the 3? Now, the reason I say 5 or 3 is 15 and 1, they're not going to add to get the 13. So that's just too big. So someone tell me, what do you want to put in the first slot here? 3 or 5? First person to type it in, that's what I'm going to do. What should I put in the first one? Let's try the 5. Sounds good. Good. So let's now check. What color did you use for check before? So 5 times 2x is 10x. 3 times x is 3x. Those add together to make 13x. We match. Therefore, this is you factored this into this. Good job. Do you see it a little better yet, Ben, or not? Okay, we're going to just keep practicing here. Let's use, I want another positive one. I don't want to introduce negatives yet. Give me a second. I got to find another positive. That one. Oh. Okay. Here's my mouse gone. Okay. Ben, I don't need to answer that right now. That's a hard question to answer. And why is that a topic right now, Ben? Okay. So, oh, your home screen. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that's not, Talladega Nights is not spelled with a K. All right, let's go start here. First things first. What numbers are we going to put here? We need 2 numbers that multiply together to make the 4y. 2 and 2 are 1 and 4. Okay. So 2 and 2 and 1 and 4. Which one are we going to use, Covets? The 2 and 2 or the 1 and 4? 2 and 2.
2 and 2, baby.
So let's go 2x and 2x. We're going to put the x's in there. Okay. Now, I need 2 numbers that multiply to make 3. What numbers multiply to make 3? 1 and 3. Right? So now, it doesn't matter where we put them, really, because there's a 2 here and a 2 here. Now, are we going to put a plus or minus sign in there? Do we know which one we're going to put in? Both pluses, a plus and a minus, both minuses? What is that? Plus. Good. Then let's check it. So that equals 2x. That equals 6x. Add those together, we get 8x. There's our factors. So both pluses, because these are all pluses here. Okay. I'm going to grab another one. And then I want you guys to try to do it yourself. 12 is not factorable. What if I like that one? Let's try this one. I'm going to give you a minute. I want to see if you can factor that one by yourself. Okay. And there's no way you should get this wrong because you always go back and check it, right? If you think you have it, press D in the chat for me. Brandon think he has it? Put an N in the chat if you haven't started it, as in you're not quite sure how to start it. That way I know who's where. Okay. All right, give you 5 more seconds. I'm going to start it. If you think you have it, keep working on it. So Farley and Andreas, this is what I want you guys are going to answer my questions then. So first things first. Actually, I'm going to go backwards here first. Let's do this one first. These two numbers have to multiply to make 1. What's the only numbers that multiply to make 1? 1 and 1. So those numbers are going to go in there. Okay. Now let's work here. These two numbers here have to multiply to make 12. 4 and 3. Is that what you want to put in there, Kovacs? So 4x and 3x. 6 and 2 didn't work. Kovacs. You're great, Kovacs. You know what I just loved about Kovacs' answer?
What'd you love about it? Tell me right now.
What I love about it is it showed that she tried something and it didn't work and she went back and tried again. Because if you look at when she did 6 and 2, which is a great guess, that equals 2x. That equals 6x, and they add up to 8x. Do we have a match? No. So we do it again here. We got 3x, 4x, and that equals 7x. That's beautiful. Okay. Do you guys want another positive one or not? No, let's try another one of this one. We're going to keep going on, Andreas. We can come back to it. Where did you get a heart from, Ben? Okay. So, same rules apply, but we have a negative here. Okay. So we're going to have to incorporate that into our answer down here. So same rules apply. I need two numbers that multiply to make 3. What multiplies to make 3? One and 3. Perfect.
1 and 3.
So I'm going to put x and 3x. Perfect. Now I need two numbers that multiply to make 8. But more importantly, this is a negative number right here. So what does that tell you about our signs? are we going to have two positive, one positive, one negative, or both negative? Which one of these multiply to make a negative number? Slow down. Let's figure out the signs first. We have a negative right here.
Positive and a negative, right?
A positive and negative. So we know it's going to be one positive, one negative. They might have to switch. I'm not sure, right? So what do we want to try to do? 4 and negative 2? We have a guess from one person here. So let's do 4 and 2 there. Okay. So that equals 12x. That equals negative 2x. This would equal
just like that.
10x, just like that. Now, you might have to, like, as you do more, you'll make those guesses a little bit easier. Because you could have started with this. You could have started with the negative over here, correct? And you could have put 4 and 2 like this. And when you checked it, you get negative 12x. Oops, that's a horrible 12. But this is where kind of like your problem-solving skills come in. You get negative 12x. You would have got 2x, and that would have equaled negative 10x. And you would have been like, oh, I have the 10, I just don't have that. That could mean, oh, I need to, if I switch these signs, then it will get me where I want to go, right? So that's why it's called guess and check. You kind of just got to figure it out back and forth. All right, let's do this one. This one's easier. I picked a whole bunch of numbers that had prime numbers at the start and at the beginning and ending of it. Kind of make it easier off the bat. So if you look here, we have a negative sign right here. So what does that tell you? What's going to go, what's our signs going to be in here? A positive positive, a positive negative, or a negative positive? Or a negative negative, sorry. Should I just take Kovat's last answer? It's going to be a plus and a minus. Or change up signs. So put a D in chat if you've got this answer already. Is anybody working on this question right now? Okay, Farley's working on it. Yes. Okay. I'll give you some more time. And it's guess and check. So like you try something, it may not work, but when it doesn't work, it may give you a clue of where to go. But the key is the check part. You gotta keep checking it.
Mr. O, can I answer it?
Let's give it 30 more seconds or so.
Okay.
Okay. Kovacs, you got this one yet? Yes or no? You got it? Good. Okay, Dominic, what's your answer?
Okay, so it's 1x plus 5 because 5 times 1 is 5. And you put the 1 over there. And Yeah, and then 2x, or n rather.
The same
And then,
difference.
yeah. And
So-
then you multiply the 5 and the 2 to get 10. And then the n and the -1 to get -1. So then that is 10 minus 1 is 9.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's
Write in chat if you got that. Put a yes in chat. So I just want to see how many people are getting it. Good. Okay, over on the side here, this is the mathematical way of doing it. I find these two numbers, I break them up. Then I take common factors out of this. What's that, n minus 1? Then I take a common factor out of this. And since these are common, I can put those together. And I can put these together. But the key is, there's another way of having to find those numbers. You go 2 times 10, that equals 10, and so on. Which way looks a little bit more logical? Does the colorful way look more logical in thinking, or would you rather do the mathematical way? C for color, M for math. What do you say in chat? What, Farley? You like the black and what? Olivia, you guys are killing me. Okay, let's try this one now. Mueller and Farley, I'll remember you two. So let's take a look at the sign first. We have a negative sign in the middle, but a positive sign at the end. What does that tell you what signs you should put in? Is it going to be a plus plus, a plus minus, or a minus minus? How do we get a negative sign in the middle and a positive sign at the end? What do we do? What combination of signs are we going to use? A plus and a minus will get us a -4, Farley. Right? So it's got to be a minus and a minus. Because a negative and negative equal a positive, right? When I multiply them. But I can't have a plus and a plus because they don't add to a negative. Okay? So I'll let you guys work away on this one right now. Put a D in the chat when you think you have it. Kayla, you're done? Good. Kovat, you're a star right now. Farley, not so much. So let's talk through this, Farley, then. Okay, what two numbers multiply to make 7, Farley?
1 and 7.
1 and 7.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put an A there and a 7A here.
Okay.
What two numbers multiply to make 4?
2 and 2 and 1 and 4.
Which one do you want to use?
Let's use the 4 and 1.
4. All right, so where do you want to put the 4?
Let's put the 4 with the 7.
4 and 1? Sure.
Yeah.
So let's check. So that's 7A.
Okay.
Negative 7A. That's negative 4A. Add those together. Negative 11A. You did it, Farley.
Okay.
Just like that. Right? Now, you could have, the key there is guess and check, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to kind of, like, put yourself on a limb. 7A minus 2. So if we would have done 2 first,
Mm-hmm.
that would have gave us, what, negative 14A?
Yeah.
And negative 2A, which would have negative 16A, which doesn't match,
Yeah. It doesn't
right? So that would have told you, oh, those aren't going to work, because even if I switch these around,
Yeah.
I'm going to get the same answer. So then I kind of go over here and kind of go from there.
Okay.
It's kind of, it is literally just like, try it, see if it works. Try it, see if it works, and then adjust from there.
Okay.
Right? But the logic makes sense. The big thing here is like, you guys understand how these two multiply together to make this. These two multiply together to make that. Okay, last one for the day.
Before we proceed, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so for, this one. So is it always something that times something equals to the last number and something added by something equals to the middle number? So like what if it was like -7 and on the bottom it was +4? So we would still have to add it, right?
Negative 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you add negative 7 and negative 4 together. And negative
but
7
like,
plus negative 4 is negative 11.
yeah, but what if like the 4 was a positive, just like per se?
Yeah, then that would have been negative 3A.
Oh, it's just the signs, but it's always like something added by something equals to the middle number, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just adding these two together.
Okay.
To get this whatever this number is going to be.
Okay.
Okay. Andreas, do you understand? Do you? Now, just so you don't get worried about this, I'm not giving this for homework tonight. We're going to do this for like 2 days to make sure we're like perfect on it. Okay? I have other stuff I'd much rather you look at tonight. So if you're not getting it tonight, I'm not worried about it at all.
Hey, Mr. O'Rourke, I gotta leave for work. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. What time do you have to leave? Like right now?
I gotta leave at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Wait till after this question. I'm gonna go over a couple things. Okay, so like maybe have you on your ears right now. So we'll be done by 2:40. Okay. Okay, who's got the answer for this one? Farley, look at you. Come up, roses.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. So for the first one, it's 2x plus 1. And for the second one, it is 1x minus 3.
So Farley said 1 times 3 is negative 3. 2x times x, that. Let's check his work. That equals 1x. That equals negative 6x. Add those together. I'm going to get negative 5x. Perfect. How do we feel about this right now? Out of 5. Okay. Good. The nice thing is it just builds off of what we did yesterday. There's nothing new about it, right? There's no new concepts. You got the 6 for multiplying 2 by 3. Yep. 2x by -3 is -6. So this is 2x times -3 equals that number. And up here would be 1 times x equals that number. Okay, so I don't want you to do the homework for this tonight. Okay, so if I were to go on to Ethan's right now, unless you really want to, I'm not going to stop you. Okay, because I want to practice it more. No, it's not a homework night off. Don't worry about that. Okay. So the very last part here, don't do these. We'll do these, I think, in class tomorrow. I'll give you time to practice these. So your homework for today is as following. The first part here, which most of you should already be done. The second part here, which is these 4 questions. Okay. These ones here you don't have to do. Take a shot if you want to at these ones. Now, originally at the very beginning of the week, we are going to have a assessment, like a test on Thursday. If you look here, I'm going to move that to, we're going to switch these 2 spots right here. We're going to switch those 2 spots. Okay? But in your homework, I did put review. See the assessment review? Okay. So I want you to do tonight is go through this and pick out things that you need to study. Like skip through it and figure out things that you need to study. And the other thing you should make sure you have done is, and I will make sure I pick on someone who I know has it done, is make sure you have your notes to self, your first sets of notes to self complete. Because you get these on, as you write your test, you get those notes to self. Understand? So make sure your notes to self complete, finish your homework, look through, and you can start studying for your test on Friday. Okay, does that make sense, everyone?